So welcome back. We're speaking about healing America's narratives, the feminine, the masculine, and our collective national shadow, book that was released in October of 2022. And we're beginning today to speak about chapter 5 of the book, which is a brief history of African Americans in the United States. And I'd like to begin right where we are in this third decade of the 21st century with a really disturbing, but I believe accurate observation that it's a step in the right direction. Again, this is disturbing to hear, that a white police officer, Derek Chauvin, was found guilty of murdering George Floyd, who was Black, and that Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Bryan, all of whom are white, were found guilty of murdering Ahmaud Arbery, who was also a Black man. And I say this a step in the right direction because basically from the end of what we'll call, from the end of the Civil War, 1865, through just almost 100 years to the early 1960s, when white folks gathered and killed Black folks, very often involving law enforcement. Some of the law enforcement officers in the South during the years of 6,000 lynchings between 1870 and 1950, they got away with that. If it wasn't endorsed, it was tolerated. So that it's getting increasingly more difficult for white folks, and especially a small percentage of white police officers, to kill unarmed Black men. That's a step in the right direction. That statement is accurate and has to be said gives you a sense of the difficulties of what it's like to be a Black person in the United States, juxtaposed with that we've had Barack Obama as a president, that we have various members of the House of Representatives. We have various governors and mayors throughout the United States who are African American. So we're going to explore with some nuance over the course of the next several episodes the progress that we've made and the amount of work that still remains for us to do in terms of specifically race relations as they apply to African Americans in this country. Now, what we'll say will be relevant to other groups as well, but the focus that this chapter takes is on African Americans, specifically because of the history of enslavement and the role that enslavement played during the founding years of this country. So again, Healing America's Narratives. This is chapter 5, and we'll continue to unpack some specifics of the chapter in the next few episodes. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I hope you'll come back.